Howdy folks, I'm back with the January monthly challenge and we are agonizing, I have to be honest. We have a boss fight of Ezrael after a mini boss fight of Gangplank, and neither of these tend to be the worst, except that we also have when the player summons a unit set it to 1-1, so we know that our Ezrael is going to get a static shock every single turn for 1 mana. That's his boss ability. And Static Shock is going to be a 1 mana, deal 1 to 2 different targets, draw a card. So Ezrael is going to basically be able to kill everything that we ever play, unless we have a response. And we need to figure out a way around that. It's sort of a puzzle, more than anything else. So we can't buff things in hand, and we can't even, I don't think, buff things on play. Because I'm pretty sure Small Stuff will, when exactly it triggers is a little bit mysterious to me. I seem to have a memory from playing with this previously that it triggers quite late. So even something like, if you have Jin has the star power that when a unit plays a skill, it gets +1/+1. And if you have a play trigger, that will happen, and then Small Stuff will happen, and you will end up with a sad 1-1. Often when I find Small Stuff, when I'm playing against this, my counter pick is Yuumi. Yuumi's a great deck. She buffs up her units on board. It's awesome. But the problem with Yuumi specifically is that you often want to get to her turn 2 when you have 3 mana, and then you will play Yuumi on one of the 1/1 Poros that you has been played out by your star power. And Ezrael is just going to kill both of them on turn 1, every single time. And the only real way around that is if you have a tough Poro, a plucky Poro, because I don't think Yuumi even runs any spells that you can mulligan for that would there's no way to save those Poros, and then you're pretty behind. I think instead, and I've really been agonizing over this choice, there's lots of things we could try. I think I'm going to try Varus. And I think what I'm going to try to do with Varus is, he has this star power, Gift of Corruption. Round start, reduce the cost of a spell in your deck by 1, create an exact fleeting copy of it in hand. We have 2 spells in our base deck. Furious Wielder is a strike spell. We're going to attempt to cut that after Gangplank, so that we have a 100% chance of drawing a momentous choice for 1 mana. And every time Ezrael tries to kill our units, we are going to try and respond with a momentous choice. That will eventually level up our Varus, buff up his Darkened Bow. We will be able to use his redoubled Valor for him off our Relic, get him to be really big, level him up until he gets overwhelmed, and that is going to be our plan. It's slow, and that really worries me. But it's the best thought that I have managed to come up with so far. So, here's hoping. Here's really hoping. The good news is that Varus has a lost chapter on him, so if we can get a momentous, a momentous choice in hand, and we can play a Varus, we should be able to defend him. Okay, I'm thinking about 1/1s, and that is making me really, really happy to see this Jax. I am not entirely sure how Improvise and Small Stuff will work. I suspect it will not work well. I suspect these will end up as a 1/1 wearing an equipment. But then we get to trade them, and then we get to use the improvised equipment to equip onto our other creatures and hopefully keep them out of range of dying instantly. I love the Leona package. I think it's really good, and in lots of other scenarios I'd love to take this. We've got Regeneration, we've got a Leona, let's say 5/7, we've got a Ravun that makes himself cheaper. This is really good. It's not good with Small Stuff, and that's really the only thing that matters. We do have an Azir, which, these Sand Soldiers that he summons are unaffected by Small Stuff, so that's worth noting, but I just don't really like none of these items do anything interesting. I'm not going to be able to pick up any cost reduction effects, probably. Well, you know, I do have one shop up here. I could just use all my rerolls to try and get Dune Keeper an ancient coin or some sort of other cost reduction effect, because we don't have any star powers that would do that. That sounds a little hard in to me. I think we're gonna do this the slow, difficult way, and try to put some equipment into our equipment deck. It's also handy that none of these have spells, which means our plan of cutting the Furious Wielder and just getting momentous choices every single turn is alive. Alright, let's check quickly what our nodes are. Healer, spell chest, right, so we will go to the healer, we will cut Furious Wielder. I need to be aware when I'm looking at these options that I can pick up, I need to be aware that we don't want to add any extra spells to our deck unless they are better than Momentous Choice for keeping our 1/1s alive. Jack's upgrade is somewhat interesting. Piltover Castaway upgrade is somewhat interesting. Eula upgrade is not very interesting. What do we have here? As always, I'm looking for items on cards in my existing deck. So the Fireth item is interesting, even though she's not a particularly powerful card, but Farsight Alteration is always going to be powerful. Just starting off with more options is good. Ionian Hookmaster, this is kind of hot actually. It's actually a stat buff from Poro Fluffed. Is that enough to make me actually want to get it? That is really hard to say. That's really hard to say. I think... Is going wide a way that we can get around Ezrael? Not really. Not really. But going big is. So I think I'm going to buy this Fireth, buy these Ionian Hookmasters purely as 1 mana ways to get improvised cards into my hand. So now I should be able to get equipment into my hand like pretty easily. Brilliant. I don't like Noxian Defector. I think it's quite a weak card, but having it as a very, very cheap card once we play out our champions is really interesting. Oh, great. And we also have a Lunari Cultist item. We're getting quite lucky. Lunari Cultist is normally a card that I'm really, really happy to see in my opening hand, but I think it's going to be less effective here. I think it's going to die a lot, and honestly, I don't expect this Crystal Carrier to do much for us, but I think it was like quite a cheap way to upgrade some of our... to upgrade a card that we will likely need to play in one or either of these games. God, we're going to need to play so carefully. I will note this Swiftwing Flight with the Poro Fluffed here. Poro Fluffed has no downside in this this particular adventure because everything's getting set to 1/1. So I'm kind of wondering if this is worth it, but I don't think so. I just think that, like, yeah, making a couple 1/1s for a couple mana is not really that exciting. Yeah, I think I'm just going to reroll again. Alright. Grant your strongest ally a random epic item this game. Don't think I'm interested in this. 6/6 is a lot of stats. That's a lot of stats. That's a little bit fascinating, actually. 6/6 is a lot of stats. Gangplank's going to be playing Dreadways and such. The game will be slow, so actually this Dreadway trigger, I might need to pay more attention to it than normal. This is also going to be slow, just because Ezrael is going to kill almost everything we do. God, how many units are there in our sort of like base deck? We're going to be good for units to strap equipment to. I think, yeah, I think I just want the 6/6 equipment. Alright, we have 95 gold, we have 3 rerolls. There's only going to be one opportunity to use these rerolls, and it's after Gangplank. We're going to get a champion item. And I think I'm happy to keep 2 rerolls for that, so we'll have another run. Interesting. Shield Vault, being slow means that I cannot, or I don't want it in this deck, because I want all my spells to be fast and able to save my units from a static shock. Some fumes, same problem. This is like kind of an interesting card, but Summon the Stone is a non-bow with the cost reduction of Varus' star power. Spring Gift, same problem. Slow, slow. Yeah, okay, we're leaving. That's it for us. Let's try and see if we can fight Gangplank. God, this is gonna be a slog. It's a little bit late night here right now. Just really hoping my brain is working. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. We are putting away a Threth because it has Farsight Alteration. Our champions are Jax and Varus. Varus has a Scourge's Stash, so both of these will likely be on board as 2-mana units. I think I'm going to put back the Noxian Defector, because I think it's likely to be a 3-mana 1/1 with Challenger. And I don't think it's going to be very good. I'm going to put back 1 Mecha Pulverizer, because while this is good, I suspect that we're just going to be moving the single Mecha Pulverizer around and trading it several times. That seems consistent to me with sort of like what I'll need to do with Gangplank's early aggressive start. So I think we just want some different units. Different units to strap it to. Alright, great start. Oh god, there's so much thinking to do. Okay. We don't know what my opponent has. Fareth and Ionian Hookmaster will be 1/1s. I believe I want to use my Fareth now. That seems reasonable to me. We have, what, 9 cards in hand? Huh. We've ended up with, unfortunately, not like a really particularly good hand. Lots of equipment and lots of improvisers, where we were really hoping for some of our base deck units instead. Alright, let's see what we nab. We are going to take a upcycled rake, I think, just because getting the scout equipment is compelling. Alright, have confirmed that small stuff okay. Have confirmed that small stuff happens after improvise. So on the board, our improvise units are always going to be 1/1s. So do we want Overwhelm or do we want Quick Attack? What are we even going to be putting these on? We're going to be putting them on if we like draw a Gem Giver, which is quite a small unit. I think I'm going to want. I'm more likely to want Quick Attack. You got it. Alright. That went pretty much exactly the way I expected it to. I expected Gangplank to just be able to kill all of my small stuff. We're really looking out for a way to trigger
will cost you.
Blunder, because we would really like to play this Varus for 2 mana. That would be ideal. What do we have? We have a Eula, which is going to be probably like a 1/1 spell shield. We have a Piltover Castaway, which is going to be a 1/1. It's going to put another thing into our hand. I think we do really want to play something. And I think it's going to be I think it's going to be Eula, Momentous Choice, trade with this Grifter.
What else can I fight for but life?
We know the value of coin.
We get a 5/1 Eula. Trade here.
Away.
We really do want to set up for the combo here because, yeah, Dreadway is going to be a difficult card for us to do much against, honestly. We could just Varus now. We Varus, they do some nonsense for they play like a boom ship. You know what? No, I'm just going to pass. I think if my opponent just like passes with 5 mana, I feel okay. And if they don't,
I'll make corpses of them all.
yeah, okay. I get to Varus.
There is
We
so
turn this
much
into a
power
1/1.
in us.
My opponent might warning shot. I attack.
What good is mercy?
They block with Gangplank. I eat the Gangplank with Momentous Choice. And I have a backup Momentous Choice if they manage to... 20 damaging spell at our Varus. We have a backup Varus? That's not bad. What are we scared of? We're scared of the fact that we're not going to get our token Momentous Choice next turn. Actually, does that make us want to just cast something? Just get something onto board? So that would be like casting a Varus Chain of Corruption, or like a redoubled Valor to make Varus a... What does this even make you? A 28/4? Actually, yeah, that sounds like the plan. Yeah, okay. 4 health is not infinite health. I think our opponent sort of has like 7 damage burn spells. And they're going to have 4 powder kegs, so we are not out of the woods yet. If they do kill this, it will be fairly bad, but we at least now have a backup Varus. It's going to get obliterated. Okay, that's good. I'm really happy to see that. Our opponent pointing their powder kegs at our face is a-okay with me. By the way, our plan completely failed. Our improvise, put it on our other creatures to buff on board plan, not remotely successful. No. Impact.
You can fix anything with anything. I'll prove it.
Alright, that's their nabbed free Colossus, which they will attack with. We will Momentous Choice our Varus. Get a free block in here. Probably just keep this Piltover and Castaway around so that his pot doesn't pull up our hand.
I know what we are.
Okay. Yep, this all works. And then I won't have lethal on the swing back. But I could play... I'm going to go down to 8, then we're going to get our copy, which will either be Furious Wielder or Momentous Choice. But we'll have Varus Chain of Corruption to get some more procs on our Darkened Bow for lethal. Yeah, okay, I think this is alright. I think we should be able to have a lethal protected Varus next turn. Alright, grabbing a Momentous Choice here is perfect. So that's going to be +4, plus another 2. That's going to take Varus to 26, 7, 8, 9. That's going to take Varus to 29. So this plus this is lethal. Yes. Okay, brilliant. Impact, nice. So my opponent needs to block something and then take a response. And if they take a response, we have access to Chain of Corruption, Momentous Choice, Furious Wielder. I am optimistic. We could also do this, which does the same, but it leaves them the option of somehow putting a bunch of stats in front of Varus. That doesn't seem very likely, but this also doesn't seem like a huge downside, so I think I'll take this play. Okay. Okay, amazing. If you see these wings here, if you're gonna deal lethal and this says resolve, this button is a 100% win rate button. And I strongly recommend that you push a button that gives you 100% win rate.
No fixing that.
Alright. I don't know what our sort of
One
like
step closer to
I
retribution.
don't know that if our multi-pronged plan of like, oh, we can be Varus combo, or we can be like an improvised sort of board buffing, value equipment swapping kind of deck, that didn't work. That did not work. We don't really like any of these. What do we want though? Stat buffs won't matter. Stat buffs won't matter. So I want like spell shield. I want like, yeah, geez, just spell shield. Like what? I guess crystal carrier could be relevant on Varus. Maybe we definitely want an additional copy of Varus. If we don't draw Varus, we are, I think, gonna have a bad time. No, don't. I don't. No, Quick Strike Blade is not. Is Quick Strike Blade the play here? No, it just makes our later Varuses, I think, like too awkward to set up. That. Oh, yeah. Definitely Mana Deposit. So I like Mana Deposit. It's going to get us our mana back on Varus. We're going to be able to defend him better. Shadow Totem has a strong anti-synergy with Auto Equip. The copy will steal effectively the Darkened Bow from your non-ephemeral Varus, and then when the ephemeral dies, it will return to your hand, which is not always, like, sometimes it's still worth it, but in this particular case, I think that is not what we want. I'm happy with the Mana Deposit there. Now, the real drama here, which shouldn't happen because our deck is pretty big, is we don't only have 2 Momentous Choice, which means if we ever manage to draw both of them, we are going to not have anything left in our deck to copy, and we will lose. And that's just something that you accept. Actually, I think it has Farsight Alteration now, which is pretty funny. It's making me second guess my plan, but I really think that like our deck is pretty big. Like, I think we're gonna get away with that, and our opening hand is really good. I'm not even gonna mulligan this for Reth, because I am just like a little bit scared of getting that Momentous Choice out of my deck.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Okay, so what are we doing? 4/4. Come on, man. Ezrael does not have Static Shock up. So what does that mean for me? Gonna let him hit me for 4.
Watch and learn.
I'm going to play Jax, and next turn we will be able to protect Jax with Momentous Choice. That sounds okay. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Got more scars than years, and got a lot of years.
Why? Oh, I've equipped an ally this game. Yeah, okay. So should we should just do this to progress our Varus level up. It has no other purpose here. Alright. Okay, interesting. This opens up a new line for us, actually. We attack with Jax.
Let me change up my
They
style.
Static Shock and block, and we use both Momentous Choices. And I think that's probably like quite good for us.
No sweat.
So Jax now survives. Jax now kills the Ezrael. Brilliant. I'm quite happy with that. I think in the interest of like this improvised plan, getting cards out of our hand, we're actually just going to slap down the Noxian Defectors.
Raised on death, living by hate.
Okay, that works well. Alright. We are down to the single Momentous Choice in the deck, so next draw is a 1 in 23 chance. We're going to try to avoid drawing cards wherever possible. Jax is now a 2/2 because of his Fury trigger, which I honestly didn't think about. That's pretty cool. What am I doing? What am I doing? I am playing a Varus. No, I'm not playing a Varus. because... Yes, okay. I am letting my opponent attack me. I am blocking here. I am letting my opponent kill my entire board. Then I am playing a Varus with the intent of being able to get the double up triggers. Get the double up triggers when you target an ally with a single target spell, copy it on your strongest ally. I want all of them pointed at Varus, so we're just going to pass him.
One shot, all skill.
Alright, brilliant. This is exactly what I wanted, which is a really funny thing to say about your entire board dying and you taking 8. But somehow manages to be true here.
Nailed it.
Can't win 'em all.
Okay. This is also really interesting because we'll get the full 4 refund plus the 3 from Lost Chapter. So we go down to being a 1/1. Our opponent is going to Mystic Shot this Varus. And we just need to cast anything in response. Because we need to cast Momentous Choice on health. Because this is a deal 2. Our Varus is going to level up into a 2/2. Yeah, that's our only option. I'm not in love with that. I wish that could be going towards power.
Nothing to lose.
Or attack, or whatever that stat's called. Power, yeah. I wish that could be going towards power because it would mean a redoubled valor this turn would be like more realistic. But
Firing.
I could just do 1 Chain of Corruption and then redoubled valor and make it a god. What is that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 18. Oh, actually, that's gonna be. No, okay. This is now definitively our strongest unit, which means I can play out a couple more idiots just to just kind of use our mana, get some blockers on board if that ever becomes relevant again. Oh, Scout. No. There's no way that like giving Varus Scout is the play because the so much of this power is going to be in the Darkened Bow. Although we could max out the Darkened Bow, then double redoubled Valor, then give him Scout. Yeah, that's intriguing. Okay, so Light of Acacia here to get the Scout into my hand. Piltover Castaway. Attune, go back up to 3 spell mana. This just doesn't matter. I guess Overwhelm.
Rather be sailors, but this looks fun too.
Alright. We're so close. We are so close. Our Darkened Bow is at 8. Ah, God. Alright, we're going to try to leave up our Momentous Choice to respond to spells my opponent could play. They can't have any recalls. They will only have burn. Okay, so trying not to make a fool of myself. That will make Varus a 48-8. That will be enough. So let's see how my opponent responds to that. Yep. Okay. Play a Sumpturer, they discard a Mystic Shot. They are fishing. I still feel like this very, very slightly increases my win rate. Oh my god. Why? Where did that come? Oh, my opponent's a Targon deck. Somehow. I am you know what? I feel a tiny bit vindicated by the fact that this is fast and it would have happened no matter what. Okay. What is the play? Now, we are going to let that resolve. We have nothing can fix that. Our next goal is to survive my opponent's next turn. And I think I'm going to do that by double Fereth for a double now.
Whoosh! I am the night wind.
A foray into the field? How exciting!
And I am hoping to get...
Right about it.
what am I hoping to get?
Come on, I'll take you all
I'm hoping to get, I guess, like, a Get Excited or a... maybe a True Shot Barrage? I can also use this Momentous Choice if they block. Okay, amazing. I'm super happy to get a Celestial Wonder here. My opponent is going to draw 2 cards next turn from the Static Shock. God. Yeah, I think taking out this Sump Treasure is... they don't have any items, right? No. Alright. Alright. God. We are shockingly close to losing.
The Reaper will return.
It could absolutely happen. There's an argument that we should have like Chain of Corruption to that turn to try and challenge something with the... No, actually that's just wrong. Alright. Ending round. Okay. Eula.
Exalt me like the god I am! Now!
An elusive. An elusive is going to be a 2-3 minimum. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. Our Eula costs 3 mana. We would still have 5 up for Celestial Wonder. And this is a 0 cost Momentous Choice. I think that is relatively safe. We grant Eula Spell Shield. Or actually, no, we can grant Varus Spell Shield now.
The dead do not want us to mourn, but live.
Okay.
They
Okay.
don't know what they're up against!
So we could Celestial Wonder here to save 2 points of damage. What does that even change? It changes my opponent's ability to like burn me out next turn. Yeah, I mean I guess the other idea is like Battle Bonds. Battle Bonds grant 2 allies 2/2. Actually, I think I don't even mind that. Keep our Eula around. And get our Varus to be, I wonder if we should have... I wonder if you should have single targeted that to get Varus to a 43. And that way he's lethal through... They have to block with their Ezrael. Okay. Skip block, done. Oh, we're so close. We are so close. I hope the opponent doesn't knock off my spell shield with this Mystic Shot. I think that would be the... Okay, fantastic. Okay. My opponent having a level 2 Ezrael is just absolutely demolishing me. We might as well... I don't think this does anything. Please, just die. Please. I have worked so hard. Varus' Chain of Corruption is burst, so we will be able to get 2 of those if we
deliver
want.
their end.
And here's the Scout, lethal. Oh my god. Oh, the relief flooding through me.
Vengeance spawn
I
on an
was so ready to get some Ezreal level 2 nonsense happening where they just cast a bunch of burst speed card draw and just killed me. And you have no idea how happy I am to be past this adventure. choosing Varus for this was the longest time that I have spent on any champion choice this entire monthly challenge. Small Stuff is a nightmare. Small Stuff is a nightmare of nobility. And against Ezrael, it is a double nightmare. Oh, God, the relief flooding through me. Thank you all for coming along on this journey, and I hope you have a great day.